When the world watched billionaire Victor Hale walk through his glass tower, they saw power, control, and arrogance, but no one saw the fear hidden behind his confident smile. Years earlier, he had ruined a poor janitor's life for a mistake that was not the man's, leaving him jobless, sick, and alone. And the janitor's slow fall became a quiet story the rich refused to remember. The janitor's daughter, Maya, held that memory like a blade. She promised herself justice the night her father died on those same polished floors. She grew up silent and watchful, learning patience, study, and the value of unseen strength. While Victor built an empire from other people's pain, Maya built plans in small, careful steps. Years later, she returned not as the janitor's child, but as a composed, clever professional inside Victor's world, wearing the look of an ordinary assistant, while holding a storm of truth she had shaped in secret to bring his tower crashing down. Maya entered the company under a neutral name and modest resume, but she carried a sharp mind and a memory that never softened. She watched the golden halls and listened to conversations that always skipped over the people who swept those halls clean. She learned systems, read contracts, and noticed the holes where profit hid and workers suffered. No one who bowed before Victor paid attention to the small injustices: late wages, hidden fees, deals that punished workers while enriching the board. Maya kept her face calm and her answers steady. She let Victor assume she was grateful and loyal. He did not suspect that the quiet woman who made his coffee and organized his calendar was also cataloging his hidden deals. Every time she filed a report, she filed the truth too. Every time she smiled, she saved evidence like a seed for a future storm. Her plan was not sudden violence or public shaming for profit. It was a carefully timed reveal that would show the world the cost of his power. For months, Maya moved in silence, building trust and collecting proof. She befriended low-level staff who feared the company's name more than anything, and she quietly earned their stories, their receipts, and their memories of unpaid shifts and broken promises. She learned the language of finance and the code of contracts, so she could read the lines where Victor hid his greed. Inside Victor's office, she handled schedules and private papers, and in those papers she found patterns of bribes, shell companies, and accounts that paid out to people no one could find. She discovered how Victor bullied suppliers, cut corners on safety, and used legal tricks to silence those who spoke. Instead of rushing, Maya mapped every wrongdoing and linked it to people who could no longer be ignored. She encrypted files and created backups, then placed them where independent journalists and regulators would find them all at once. When the time came, she did not confront Victor alone. She released the truth to the world in a way that could not be dismissed as rumor or envy. The media began to ask questions, investigators opened files, and employees who had been silent found courage in the evidence. Investors withdrew as the scale of deceit appeared. The board, once loyal, turned into judges when legal teams demanded answers. Victor, who had ruled by fear and silence, found himself surrounded by voices he could not silence. At the center of the storm stood Maya, steady and composed, watching power unravel as the people he harmed stepped forward with names, dates, and documents. The courtroom and the headlines exposed a lifetime of choices made at other people's expense. Victor pleaded and blamed, but the facts held. Maya had not destroyed him with anger. She had removed his shield of secrecy and let justice move in its place. The downfall was not only his ruin, but a public lesson that cruelty hides poorly once light reaches it, when the dust settled. Victor Hale's empire lay in ruins, and the city remembered how fast fortunes built on others' pain could vanish. Maya did not dance on his fall. She stood quietly as hearings closed and reparations were ordered. She testified with calm clarity, naming facts and offering proof so wrongs could be repaired. The company she rebuilt did not rise from spite, but from a promise to respect workers, to pay fairly, and to make decisions with transparency. People who had been ignored found dignity in new pay and safer workplaces. Maya kept one small ritual. Each evening she passed the sweeping closet where her father had once worked and left a single clean rag folded on the shelf as a quiet memorial. Her victory was not the pleasure of revenge, but the steady restoration of justice and the knowledge that truth, once planned and delivered with care, could topple a titan and lift the fallen,